One, two. One, two. Exactly, one, two.
Saturated. Good afternoon. Can you reduce the volume? I wanted to say, is everybody hearing me? But it's looking like it's very loud. Good afternoon, everyone. All right, are we all here? Is our attention here? So, welcome back to the second session of day 2, Cybersecurity Week. So, this second session was meant to be a third session, actually. It was meant for tomorrow, but due to the elections that was going to hold, we just have to ensure that this session is here and now. For those of us that came in early, I would like if we could move a bit forward. If you don't mind, we could move a bit forward so I could all see us. We could move a bit forward, just take a step forward so that I will not feel like you are too far away from me. Yes, sir. Yes, come in. Recording. Are we recording? All right. I'm still using style to wait for us. Okay. All right, so it's great to see us all again. You're all welcome. I hope you can all see the screen clearly. Is it clear? Super clear. All right. So I'll start by asking again. I think I asked this yesterday, and some people were not able to answer. So I'll ask again today. What is the theme of this Cybersecurity Week? Is there anybody that does not know it? Normally, I would say if there is anybody that knows it, raise your hand. But today is there anybody that does not know it? Raise your hand. You don't know the theme for the Cybersecurity Week. You don't know the theme. Do you know the theme? What's the theme? Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Net. A round of applause for him, please. You people don't want to clap for him. All right, so without wasting so much of our time, I'd like to delve into what I'd like to talk about today. And my session is focused exactly on the theme, which is called Guardians of the Net. Hi. Oh, why? Why can you not see? The screen is blocking you. All right, the technical team. Okay, you can come forward to this side then. If you cannot see the screen from there, can you please move forward to this place? You can move to this side so that you can see properly. Can we do that? Can we see better now? All right, great. So like I said earlier, my session is going to be focused on the theme of the Cybersecurity Week, which is Guardians of the Net. One of the first things I'd like to do is, especially for those of you that are coming here for the first time, I'd like to talk a little bit about SQI College of ICT and what we do at SQI College of ICT. And Mr. Ife, I'm going to need your help with this. Does anyone know what SQI stands for? Anyone? You have an idea? Soft Quest Incorporated. Mr. Ife, can we have this slide? Soft Quest Incorporated College of ICT. So I'll give a brief summary of what SQI does. So SQI started in 2008, and this is the reason why SQI started. If you take a look around you right now, you will discover that about 90%, at least 90% of everything that is around here is made outside of Nigeria. True or true? Do you have anything in this hall right now that is made in Nigeria? Anything? Apart from us. For some of us that were born in Nigeria, you know, some of us grew up in the States. But for some of us that were born in Nigeria, we were made in Nigeria. But apart from you yourself, you can almost not point out to one singular thing that was made in Nigeria. And that's poor. Your which bag? And that's very poor, because one of the most dangerous things for a country to do is to depend too much on other countries. It means that we will not be able to generate enough income for ourselves, right? And it's not a good thing to boast of. It's one of the reasons why $1 is equal to $1 is equal to how much naira now? 1,002, 1,003. It's because of things like this. So the more we make things that are proudly Nigeria, the more Nigeria can get better, right? So SQI College of ICT said, okay, how can we better improve this? What can we do to make this better? And they started with software engineering. They just said they want to focus on tech. That's what SQI College of ICT focuses on. How about we train people in such a way that they're going to learn technology and they're going to be world class at it, so that all the technological products that are built will be built from Nigeria, so that we can even say something is made in Nigeria, and not only made in Nigeria, is used globally. Do we get it? Do you understand what I just said? So SQI College of ICT started especially with software. No, before that. All right. So according to my slide here, it says that our motto is making SQI, making Africa a tech continent, one mind at a time. Very, very simple. That's what I explained. So currently, SQI offers professional diplomas or certificates, and at the same time, it also offers NID. How many of us know NID? That's similar to ND, right? Where a student can come in here to study, and then after 2 years of study, they can use whatever it is that they study here to gain a direct entry into the university. They can decide to also use it to further their education through HND. Do we get that? All right, next. So it is a great thing for me, or is a proud thing for me to say today that right now, as we are speaking in 2024, most of the technological products that are in use today are made in Nigeria, especially softwares. Most of the bank apps that you use, most of the apps, especially fintech applications, your Alert, your Kuda, your OPay, they were made by Nigerians. And this is made possible because of organizations like SQI College of ICT. In fact, there is barely any organization in the world, I'm not even talking about Nigeria now, where you may not find an SQI alumni. I think SQI deserves a round of applause. We have alumni that work in companies such as Google, Microsoft. I'm not talking about the Google Nigerian Nigerian version. Google, Microsoft, international breweries, almost any software organization company that you see, you have an SQL alumni there. But the beauty is this: we're trying as much as possible to move away from just only software and to make global scale domination, even with ventures like cybersecurity. And that's one of the reasons why we are holding this Cybersecurity Week. Abi? To make people more aware about cybersecurity and to ensure that we have people who are world class at it. Can we move to the next slide? So what exactly is cybersecurity? You've had a lot of explanations on cybersecurity since day one, but I'm just going to give you a definition from my own point of view. So I said cybersecurity is the protection from digital attacks. It's as simple as that. The same way a police will protect you, hopefully, from physical attacks. Hopefully. So if somebody is coming to come and rob you in your house, you most likely call a police, Abi. They are robbing me, oh, come and help me, oh. Or if they want to kidnap you, you call the police. Most times, we hope that they respond, right? They are to protect you from physical threat or physical threats as well. The same thing is what cybersecurity experts do, except that they protect you in the digital world. Keep that word in your mind, the digital world. You know why? Because almost everybody spends more time in the digital world now than they spend in the physical world. Do you agree with me? If you check your screen time on a daily basis, do you know how many hours it amounts to? I think I have an average of about 8 hours of screen time. Well, more if you calculate my laptop with it, because I can't even work without a laptop to begin with. Are you following? So a lot of us spend a lot of time in the digital world. And so because we spend a lot of time in the digital world, it is important that we have people that can protect us from threats in the digital world. Are you following? All right. So the entire world is becoming digital. Almost everything that you do and you have to do physically, almost everything has become digital. Nobody will send a letter to post office again and then the mailman will carry it. And then after 2 weeks, you get it delivered. And then after I get back a response. Digital. So I just want to show you a couple of examples of what this can look like. So the previous slide, you soon go back there. So this includes entertainment. This includes work. This includes finances. This includes transportation, military defense, communication, and lots more. Almost anything that you can think about is becoming digital. Next slide. So let's take a look at this. I think the age range that we have here may not be able to relate. How many of us have gone for stage play before? Let me see your hands. Stage play, or as they call it, ere ori itage. You have gone to go and watch people. One out of 50. 2, 3, 4. Where? In Ogbomoso. Where did you watch the stage play? In Ogbomoso. What year? Last year. That's surprising. But if you want to watch movies now, you want to watch people or you want to watch a movie, would you go for a stage play? Most likely not. If you are doing stage play now, it's just a once in a while thing, right? If you rather watch movies, where will you watch it? What? On your phone, on your laptop, on the TV, using DSTV, Abi, using Netflix, Prime Video, Net Niger, as some people will have it. So the world has transitioned from physical, that's your entertainment, to digital. Do we get that? Next slide, please. So this is a means of transportation, right? Somebody carries you and then drives you. That's physical. That's somebody doing most of the work. There's another one I want to show us as well. The next one. Do you have the GIF? All right. Can you show us? I hope you know this is also a means of transportation. Can you zoom in? 100 plus plus. Do you know this is a means of transportation too? Is the guy driving? Is he holding the steering wheel? It's not in the steering wheel, Abi. Yet it's still a means of transportation. So what used to be digital or what used to be physical has now become digital. This car is a self-driving car. This is a Tesla. And you can input where you're going. You can just say, I'm going to Turkey, press Turkey, and then the car carries you to Turkey. And you just sit down and relax and be sleeping. How many of us will sleep? How many of us will sleep in a car that is driving itself? I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going to lie to you. But this is where the world is transitioning to. Transportation is also becoming digital, and not just cars. Very, very soon, the buses you are driving, the Kurukwe, you will not see any driver. It will just park in front of SK. Oh yeah, enter. You enter, you pay your money. It will carry you to your house. Trains will become like that. There are trains that are already like that, right? There are planes that are going to be like that in the future, that they won't need a pilot. And it will carry you from where you are going, or from where you are to where you are going. Do we get it? So from physical to what? Complete it now. Digital. Next. All right. So this is military. In the olden days, how many of us have fought in the war before? Nobody. But you used to watch war movies, right? So they will carry gun. I used to play COD. I'm down, help me. That used to be a type of war, a physical war. I hope you know the world is transitioning to digital wars now, where what you see in the wars are just drones. That's what you see in the war. It's happening right now. I'm not talking about something that is going to happen in the future. There are wars that are being fought by drones. It's the drones that will fire the weapon. How many of us have heard of the dome before? Do you know Israel's defense weapon? Do you know what it does? Do you know that it's digital? When missiles are coming, he has a way of deflecting those missiles. So it will shoot his own missile to go and meet that missile. And it's automated. Nobody is touching it. Nobody is, as he's seeing the missile like this, it will shoot his own missile. Oh yeah, go and meet it halfway. Don't come and kill our citizen. I'm trying to imagine if those countries try to fight Nigeria. I think we have secret military weapons. We are not just, let me not cast our military people. We are not just revealing it. We have our own digital weapons. Next. So this is a waiter, a physical waiter. At the same time, you have a digital waiter as well. And this is launched in quite a number of countries. You may not see it so much in Nigeria yet because Nigeria can be a couple of years behind sometimes. But in a lot of other countries, you may not have a physical waiter give you food. You might have a robot like this that is delivering food. These pictures are not AI generated. These are real images. Do we get that? So the world is moving from, even your food is moving from physical to digital. Next slide. Very, very important. This particular slide. Who is this guy? A thief. He needs no announcement. Abi? Are you sure he's a thief? What if he's just dramatizing? He's a thief, right? He's a physical thief. Do you agree with me? I hope you know this guy is also a thief. But this one is a digital thief. Physical thief, digital thief. Physical thief and digital thief. Have you noticed that in recent times, you don't used to hear so much that somebody came to come and rob somebody in their house? As before. Do you notice at all? Do you notice that it has reduced? What do you think happened? The thieves has moved from the physical world. They are now in the digital world. You are hearing less and less about physical stealing. But do you know that every day you are hearing about somebody that is scamming somebody online? Because they have moved from the physical world to the digital world. Are we following? Next slide. For you to truly understand the importance of this, I'm going to share just 2 case studies. Like I said, my time is limited. I'm going to round up very soon. Just 2 case studies. How many of us have heard of Ashley Madison before? Ashley Madison. All right. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Ashley Madison. So Ashley Madison is actually an application, just like you have your normal application. But the interesting thing about this application is this. It is designed for people who are interested in cheating. You are married. Should I use examples? Let's say, are you married? So that your husband will not come and carry me. So let's say he is married. Are you married? Mr. One, are you married? And you're not married. So let's pretend you are married just for today. We'll break the marriage after today. You are married to her. You want to be able to have other partners to cheat with. So your job is very simple. You go on this website and then you go and find them. The goal of the website is to keep you anonymous. Nobody will know that it's you. They just keep quiet. Shh. You people will meet at a secret location and that's it. In fact, it was so popular, their motto is, life is short. Have an affair. Can you imagine the audacity? Life is short. And because life is short, have an affair. This application had millions of users. Surprisingly, you'll be shocked at how many people want to cheat. Across the world, they had around 24 countries, over 24 countries, millions of users. Now, this is what happened on the site. That's what I'm focusing on. Forget about the cheating part. So, this app was hacked. And after it was hacked, the data of over 36 million people across 42 countries were leaked. Say leaked. Do you know what that means? This person now, when he hears the news, they say, you have leak, oh. The wife would have seen, see all the list there. This one, am I not fine enough for you? Is there anything I don't have that you are looking at outside? Leaked. The interesting part is this. Celebrities were a part of these people. The names that were leaked. It's like saying Davido. Well, there are a couple of news already about Davido. But it's like saying a very popular celebrity that you know has the account on it and it got leaked. It's like saying your favorite, because religious leaders too, they were there. Like saying your favorite pastor or your favorite imam, they released his name too as part of the people that their data have leaked. And I'll be like, imam, so you too used to, you not tell us now. Leaked. Now, I need you to begin to imagine this when it happened. What do you think will happen instantly? Everywhere will scatter, first of all. Plenty marriages will first of all scatter. Divorce letter left and right. Court will not rest that week because plenty people will be coming for divorce. Do you get it? Another implication of this was that it caused a lot of shame. A lot of people were shamed. A lot of people were bullied online. People did not even do up to this on Twitter. They would drag you and drag your neck and bully you. Talk less of things like this. A lot of people were blackmailed. So some people will say, don't worry, we have seen the information, but we'll hide it from the internet. Just pay us $5,000 and you'll not see it again. Mumu, you will go and pay $5,000 and they will not do anything. They will run away with your money. So a lot of people were scammed. Some people said, this shame is too much. They carry rope, tied it to the fan, carried their neck and ended it. I'm serious. True life story. People died because of this. Now, what am I trying to bring out of this? Imagine this was GTB that was hacked. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? How many of us are using GTB? 1, 2. That's all of you are keeping your money happy. OPay. So imagine OPay was hacked. And then they wiped everybody's money. That one is even fine. Imagine MTN was hacked. Do you know what that means? I hope you know MTN has access to get to MTN. It means that they know where you live. So imagine you are Aliko Dangote and you have his net worth and they know exactly where you live. They know when you are going to the bar. They know when you say you just want to go and visit a friend part-time. They know where all your family members are. Do you know how dangerous that could be? Very, right? Very, 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 very. Before I move to the next slide, I just want us to have that picture in our head. Before I move to the next slide, did you know that the don't lie? How many of us are using password as our password? Let me see your hand. Good. Some of you will not raise your hand out of shame, but you know that it's password that you are using. Some of you know that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of the things that you have to take out of this cybersecurity week is don't let your password be weak. Haba, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They will not even try to access. That one is not even hacking. That one is guessing. If I just guess like this, I already know your password. Do we understand? Let's move to the next case study. Case study number 2. This one is the most interesting case study for me. So very, very recently, 2024, an organization, a multinational in Hong Kong, something interesting happened. So this person was a finance worker. Let's say I'm the finance worker. And Mr. Yemi is the CFO. CFO is Chief Financial Officer. CFO is in charge of finances for the entire organization. If CFO should say, transfer $1 million, he has the access to do it. Are you following me? So it's like CEO, but his own goal is focused on finances. So one day, me, the financial officer, I received a mail from Mr. Yemi, who is the CFO. And Mr. Yemi said I should transfer a certain amount of money. By default, the guy felt, this mail is looking fishy. I don't trust this mail. Maybe it's not my oga. So he initiated a call. He said, let's talk on phone. So they did a meeting. And then I saw Oga's face. I did not only see Oga's face. The CEO of the company was, and they said, yes, we need this money for a transaction. Send it to us. Send it to us. All of them were speaking to him. So the guy was like, I've seen my Oga now. Sure, my Oga will say I should transfer money. I will not transfer it. And so he made the transfer. And they kept doing this for a period of a week. And he eventually transferred about $25.6 million. Only to discover that the people he spoke with were deep fakes. My name is Olakunle and I vote for him. Have you seen videos like that before? That somebody else will be speaking like another person. You've seen videos like that. That's what they call a deep fake. But there are levels to the deep fake. There are some of them that you know that it's not this person that is speaking. There are some of them that it will be very identical. You cannot tell the difference. That was what happened to this guy. You could not tell the difference if you tried to. True life story. I was once scammed of 50,000 naira. It was a friend of mine that sent me a message and said he was in the hospital. He needed a certain amount of money. Let me transfer it to him. And when I discovered that it was a scam, it pained me. Of course, it will pain you now. We no go pain. And I said from that day, I made up my attitude like this. In my life, if anybody ever says, can transfer money to me, I will ensure that even if you're on your deathbed and that is your last breath, you are doing like this. I must see you. And you must say it by yourself that I need money. Before you go, I must see you before I transfer that money. That I will not see you and I will transfer that money is a lie because they must not scam me twice. When I have deep fake in Kobai, what will I do? And the person can be on the hospital bed, I can say it to me, yet it's still a scam. How do you want to react in that kind of scenario? Maybe to get to a point, I'll start telling all my friends, all of you have passcode. You are the one. That's the kind of world that we are living in right now. Is that dangerous at the moment? So the question is this, and that is the reason why we are here today, so that you can learn the importance of cybersecurity and how important this is to the world. It's not just about how much money you could make learning cybersecurity. It's about the community that you live in. It's ensuring that you can protect your family. Because even if they don't scam you, if they scam your family, it will still reach you. Because it's you that they will call for money at the end of the day. Abi now, I want you to answer. All of these questions you are going to answer. I will give you the answer. Don't be scared. The answer is cybersecurity expert. Say the answer after me. Cybersecurity expert. Good. So who will protect you? This English is not English. But who will protect your savings and ensure that they are not wiped off? Who? Who will protect you by your driverless car that will ensure that your driverless car is not overtaken by your village people? Who? The day that your village people will wake up and say, you just discover that the car that is carrying you to one dump. Who will protect you? Oh yeah, now. Cybersecurity experts, right? So who will protect you for being scammed in your organization? Great. Who will ensure that the robot you bought to clean your house, it does not strangle you in the middle of the night after they hack it? Who? Oh, you think it cannot happen? A day will come, they will not hire maids again. You buy robots. That's the robot that will be sweeping your house. So imagine that robot gets hacked. You just be sleeping one, and you cannot fight with robot. I hope you know. Their hand is metal. How do you want to do it? You want to overpower metal hand? All right. So who will protect you when an automated airplane with thousands of people? Who will protect you when you want to hijack it? When terrorists want to hijack it? Who now? Great. Who will save countries from war by ensuring the military systems are not hacked? You can see that these guys are superheroes. Next slide. Do we need this? I was thinking of sharing this, but do we need this? We don't need to know how much cybersecurity people make now, Abby. We want to do it because we want to save people, isn't it? We want to save lives and properties. We are not interested in the money. We are doing this self-rate job yesterday talking about some of this, Abby. So it's not new to you. Network security architect, security engineer, cloud security engineer, system analyst, all of those terms are not new to you, right? Well, let us pick one of them on an average and do a bit of calculation. Let's pick system analyst. So system analyst looks like he's earning about 90,000 US dollars per year. Can anybody do that conversion for me? 90,000 times 1,350. 120 million naira divided by 12. That's about 10 million naira per month, Abi. It's manageable now, at least. To whole body. All right, so next slide. So I said I will not dwell on this guy. So I'm rounding off now. Like I explained earlier, SQI College of ICT has a desire to breed a new generation of cybersecurity experts that will be a force to be reckoned with. That's our goal. And together we want to build a safer digital world for ourselves and for generations to come. And how do we intend to do that? SQI College of ICT will provide the best tools, the best instructors, the best curriculum, and all you will need to come with is your passion and your tuition. And I will end with this last popular quote by R.O. Odekomaya. The world needs superheroes, not those with superpowers, but with cybersecurity skills. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Are we in the evening? I don't know how to wear this thing. It worked. All right. So, the NSA. Okay, so I was trying to, I spoke about a particular exploit that the NSA conducted on Windows that took over the world after some set of hackers were able to break into and they took over the whole world, basically. So I want to try the same thing because, surprisingly, nowadays, the same exploit still applies, especially it applies to banks. Because I've realized that a lot of banks, a lot of government organizations still make use of very, very old versions of Windows. Some of us might still even make use of old versions of Windows. I hope nobody, does anybody here use this, does anybody, use this correct? Does anybody here use Windows 7? Windows 7. Do you use Windows 7? Windows 10? Windows 10. You still use Windows 10? Okay. Windows 10? Okay. All right. Although there is a specific version of Windows 10 that it doesn't work on, and it doesn't work on Windows 11, but it does work on Windows 7 and Windows 10, starting from the Windows 10 that was produced 2015. So that is Windows 10 version 15.07, version 15.06 downwards. So I'm just going to show us a very brief. So I want somebody to volunteer to, press computer. You are only pressing computer, please. So anybody volunteer? Oh, the boy. Okay, jump up. So come and help us operate this system. So what he's going to do here is I already have a password set on the system. So it's running Windows 7. So I'm just going to show us here. Okay. All right. So sorry, I don't know how to operate TV. Please help me. Okay. Is it working? It's not working. You can't be serious. All right. So do you know your way around system? You know your way, Abby? So can you change the password? Yeah. You don't understand? Just change the password and okay, let's see. How do you change password? I just want you to change the password to something I don't know. And let's see. I think you should be able to change it from here. Okay, control panel. So user accounts, change account picture, remove accounts, change Windows password. Yeah, change my password. So once the current password is smile. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just change it to a new password. Any password you like. I don't want to see it. All right, so he's going to change the password, and we are going to make use of this laptop here, and we are going to gain access to this laptop that he's operating, right? So let's see. I don't know, do we have games on Windows 7? Are there games on Windows 7? I don't think so. There are games, Abby. So maybe look for a game. You have changed it. Change it. Just click on change password. If it's the same. I hope you remember it though. You see, it does not match, so make sure it matches. So yeah, while he's changing the password, so it's going to be playing a game, and while he's playing the game, I will try to stop him from playing the game, just a form of compromise, right? And probably change the password too. Change the password so he can't make use of his, assuming it is his laptop, right? So now this is just going to be simulating how an attacker will likely gain access to your PC, especially if you are the type that connects to public networks or anyone. So now this laptop is going to be connected to SQI's network, which this one is also connected. So the first thing I want us to learn from this, or to take from this, is that for you to be hacked, you have to be on the same network as the attacker. So if you want to now, this is in two places. Either you are the one that is a victim, or you are the predator, right? So if you are the predator, you want to find yourself in the same network as your victim. And if you are the victim, you want to find yourself in the same network as the predator, right? So in this case, this laptop is the victim, and this other laptop is going to be the predator. So always make sure that you are checking your Wi-Fi. Make sure your Wi-Fi connection is strong. Or I say your Wi-Fi connection, sorry. Your Wi-Fi password. Make sure your Wi-Fi password is strong. And if you're ever making use of a router, please disable WPS. WPS is this button you click that you can just automatically connect to a Wi-Fi. So if you don't disable it, WPS actually makes use of 4-digit pins, which is very problematic. I remember yesterday, the rector was speaking about, was it rector Mr. Shea? He was talking about a particular lock we used to have back in the day on our bags. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. These locks that, So he said if you want to catch that password as a hacker, you have to picture it and maybe watch the person while he's opening his bag one time and then likely go back and open it. But that one 00, that is 4 digits now. So we are going all the way from 000 to 9999. So you will just start 100 200 300 until you get to the password. That is the way hackers will do it. That's what we call a brute force. So you brute force. I actually did it one time. I'm casting myself. I can't believe. Yes, sir. Oh, that is serious. Okay, let's see. Oh, can we do that? Okay, so smile. How come? Did I mix up the password? Did someone change the password? Me? Caps lock. Okay, smile. Okay, great. Okay, so set a new password. Let's see. All right. So what was I even saying? So so you move all the way from one to, it takes time. It's time consuming, but at the end of the day, you're able to get what you want to get without having to wait and sit down for the person to do it and then start looking. So so after you have been able to connect to your victim's Wi-Fi, you also want to get information about the victim. So I like to say, your Wi-Fi or whatever Wi-Fi you are connected to doesn't really have to have connection flowing inside, like data flowing inside. The only problem you have is, so far you have an IP address on that particular network, you understand, you can be compromised. You don't have to have bandwidth or data connection for you to be hacked. Sometimes you might not have bandwidth, and at the end of the day, someone can still enumerate your PC, right? And they'll be able to get information about your particular PC. So far there's an IP address connected, and me too, I have an IP address, I can also do the same thing. You understand? So now, Mr. Yemi was speaking about file sharing. So the exploit I'm going to be exploiting in this case it has to do with file sharing. If you are connected to a network, especially a public network, you want to ensure that you don't have file sharing open on your system. Because if you do have file sharing, then someone can basically use that file sharing. Is this it? Oh, okay. Let's bypass that now. Yeah, so type the password and type enter. Okay. So, what was I even saying? I keep forgetting. So Windows, so for you to be able to share files on Windows, you want to make use of a protocol called SMB. So SMB means server message block. So that protocol is what is used to transfer files from one computer to the other, right? So at the time, NSA was able to compromise SMB. They were able to find a buffer overflow exploit. Do you remember I spoke about buffer overflow during my web application vulnerability talk? So they were able to exploit buffer overflow in that SMB protocol, and they were able to inject code. Have you done it? Yeah, now it was. I opened it in privilege mode. Oh Jesus, that is true. Sorry. In my mind, I did it in privilege mode. Okay. So just net user SQI. Then the password you want to set, and we are unable to set the password from the back. But now everybody's seeing the password. Well, I won't look. So at least everybody's seeing that this is the password that is being set at this time, right? So we are going to say, and likely going to change. So please type exit and exit the thing. Exit, EXIT, just to exit. And then you can look for a game and play if you may. So now, let me continue explaining. So SMB allows us to be able to share files on our PCs from one PC to another. You understand? And that will only work when you're on the network. Sometimes you want to send files. The major way for us to share files is by use of. You can come and sit down here now. Don't twist your neck. So the major way for us. Sorry, sir. So the major way for us to share files or collect files is by the use of a thumb drive, a USB flash drive. Abi, you want to collect a file from somebody else's laptop, you want to use a USB flash drive. But in this case, people decided that, how about we're able to send files over a network? That's when they came up with SMB protocol, right? So for SMB runs by default on a system on port 139 by default. So it has two ports. 139 is the former one. It is running on. I won't say, okay, let me not say that. So are you done? Like just type exit. As in you will type cool. So you can just look for a game and play. I don't know which game. Oh, Road Rash. Did anybody play Road Rash here? Road Rash. Nobody. Yay, only the developers. That is serious. You guys did not play Road Rash. Mr. Badmos, you did not play Road Rash. Wow, what a childhood. All right, it doesn't matter, Sha. So, okay. So if that is that, so let me just start with my whole problem here. So give me a minute, let me set up. Let me set. This is serious. Kali Linux. Oh. Alright, so the operating system is called Kali Linux. So it is a type of operating system. Yesterday I spoke about operating system. So let me just briefly say that there are two types of operating systems. There is the open source operating system and there is the closed source operating system. So the closed source operating system is proprietary. That means you have to pay to get it. I was saying that all of you guys are criminals. Don't be offended. But if you are using Windows and you did not pay for it, then you are doing it illegally because you are supposed to pay for it. It's like, if not 33 or 50,000 now. You understand? So, and there is Linux. So Linux is open source. Nobody is paying for it. It is online for free, so anybody can have access to it. So if you are going into the line of vertical hacking, penetration testing, you want to make use of Linux because Linux is open source, so it gives you the ability to do so much more things that Windows will not give you ability to do, right? You can never even log into administrator accounts on Windows. That is impossible because it's proprietary. But if you want to log in as an administrator on Linux, it's very, very possible. You understand? So now, Linux, especially this Kali Linux. So Kali Linux is a distribution of Linux. Linux has so many distributions, but the original Linux comes as a kernel. You cannot make use of it. It's just, I remember I said a kernel is just an intermediary, a guy that stands between the software and the hardware. All right. So Linux originally only comes like that. So you cannot make use of that guy. So now they created a distribution. So a Linux distribution is a combination of a Linux kernel and there's something they call the GNU utilities. Now, if you remember I said something yesterday that hackers are very weird, so we give names to things very weirdly. So GNU stands, it really has no meaning. You guys don't get the joke. Jesus. Okay, so a Linux distribution contains the Linux kernel, the GNU utility, plus a graphical user interface connected to it, and other applications, software applications that you use. That's when you get a full Linux distribution. That is the one that you are seeing here. So now this distribution you are seeing is called a specialized Linux distribution. That is, its specialization is for hacking because it contains all the tools you need on this planet to hack anything or anybody. Do we understand what I'm saying? All right. So now, I'm already connected to this. I'm connected to SQL. Check. Is it connected to SQL's Wi-Fi? Or maybe I should check myself. Oh, you have not seen any game to play? Why? Okay, you are looking for chess. Help. Oh, okay, games. That one is a directory. This one is connected to front desk. No, we want it to connect to. Are we connected to? All right, there we have it. Any one of them? Okay. There's no game, but you can browse the internet. Maybe watch YouTube. We are on the same network anyway, so I want to be sure. Okay. So now, based on IP address, okay, we were not taught IP addressing yesterday, so now I'm just going to get my IP address to be sure that I'm on the network. As you can see, can we see that? Or let me increase. So the IP address of the system here, as you can see, the inet, that is the interface it's connected to, the Ethernet O, which is 192.168.1.169. And if you do networking, you are going to understand that first, this is a class C IP address, and it has a subnet max of 24, a CIDR of 24. That means the subnet max is 255.255.255.255.0, meaning that there can only be 254 hosts present. 254, I'm trying to look for how many people, so it's used to map out the network. So I want to be able to get that IP address for that system. Nice. Playing with. So Nmap is a tool that we use, and I want to make a ping scan. Now, ping is a utility that is used to check for the what word? I'm trying to look for a big word, not to sound smart. So it's basically used to check for it's used to check if a particular address is alive. Basically, is it alive or dead on the network? So if it's alive, it will respond with. So when I send a request, it sends a ping echo request, hello, and then I get a ping echo reply. I'm here, I'm fine, I hope you get what I'm saying. So in this case, I want to send a ping sweep to every host on the network. So what did I say that network, what was that IP address again? Oh, Jesus. Oh, did someone cram it? Oh, thank God. Oh, yeah, now, so what was it? 192, I think 168.1. What? What was it? You cannot be serious. Okay, let me split it. Horizontal. Horizontal is what? This way, Abi? Or vertical is which way? Okay, so let's go vertical. I don't like horizontal anything. So let me try that again. So IPA to get the IP address. So what is that? 192. Okay, let me increase. 169, Abi? My own IP address, my host address, this host address, the host address of this PC on the network, Abi. So now I want to be able to scan the entire network. So routing for it. So that is going to be 2.4. You understand? So I'm going to send the request. So it's just going to give me everybody connected. And everybody connected on this Wi-Fi, you are in trouble. Because, oh, sorry. This is always have problems. So let me put this guy. So sudo. So sudo is a magic code. Thank you, sir. He has saved my life. So sudo is a magic word. So let's wait for that. It shouldn't take much time to scan the old 255 or 254 hosts. Normally it's supposed to be 255, but the last one, that is 255, is meant for broadcast. So you likely nobody has. You should not be looking for broadcast, because broadcast is the guy that sends ARP or any broadcast information all the way to everybody. So as you can see, we have how many people? 52 people. That means there are 52 people connected on this network. Show yourselves. Or we should find out who they are. Should we? All right. So among these guys, one of them belongs to that PC. So now we have to find out who that person is. There are many ways to do this, and the many ways is going to take time. So the many ways is going to take time. Do we have time? No. Okay. So you know what? Maybe I'll just go there and get the IP address myself, since we don't have time. If not, we could have just, it will take a lot of time. Sorry. So I want to run CMD in this case to open up the command line for Windows and type ipconfig. So ipconfig is the command that will give me the IP address of this guy. So, okay, so this is the IP address here, 192.168.1.71. That is the IP address, sorry. Because I said you should watch YouTube. You don't like YouTube? All right, there's free internet too. Okay, so the IP address is 192.168. So if I check the previous scans, I'm sure I'm going to see 171 here. And, oh, look at it. So 192.168. And you can see it says the host is up, right? So I want to scan that guy. So now that I already know that the IP address is there, so I want to, let me put my magic word, please, in front of nmap then. I want to send a sync scan. Now, what a sync scan does is that it sends the TCP sync header. So, you know, TCP, I remember Mr. Yemi spoke about was it Mr. Yemi or Mr. Toby? He spoke about the TCP three-way handshake, right? So anytime you are making use of TCP, TCP makes a three-way handshake to ensure that the connection it happens, unlike UDP that just throws it. That's why they said TCP is a connection-based protocol, whereas UDP is a connectionless based protocol. So now, when you want to make that three-way handshake, it's just like, when I meet my friend and bro, how far? You shake, and the guy too shakes me, and then, we are friends, Abi? So now, in the case of this system is going to send an IP address. I mean, it's going to send a sync. That means I want to synchronize, right? So sync, how far? And the server will respond with, it's acknowledging my sync. So this is responding with a sync ACK, right? And me, I'm just going to respond with an acknowledge. So we just close it out. We have acknowledged ourselves, and bam. So that is a sync ACK, and an acknowledge. And we are good. Do we understand? I know it's too much, but bear with me. So in this case now, I want to send, instead of sending a full TCP, three-way handshake, in this case, I want to scam the system. So my system is only going to send a sync to the server, right, or to this system, and this system is going to respond with, how far now I did, with its own sync ACK, and me, I'm just going to terminate the connection. That is the purpose of this SS. So it terminates the connection. It does not do the normal hack, like, how you do, all those normal gist and the gossip and all that. It doesn't do it. We just terminate it. And back in the day, this was done so that you can make stealth, stealth discussion with a system. Because if you do the halfway sync, the system that you are making that connection with does not log your IP address. You understand? Because if you do a full one, if you do the whole full way handshake, it is going to remember, this person sent me this message at this time. You understand? So they used to call it the stealth scan. That's why it's SS, stealth scan. Do you understand? So I just want to make a stealth scan, and I want to get the version of the system, right? I want to get the version of the system, the version of services that is going to be running on each port, and also I want to do this one. This one too is a magic word, please bear with me. And I want to grab the operating system. Let's see if it's going to be able to grab the operating system of that system, right? And I think that is that. So what is that IP address again? So 192.168.1.71. Are we looking good? Okay, we can go. So let's go. And let's see. So we are just going to, Jesus Christ, sorry. Let me add T5. So this T5 is that, please do fast. I don't have all day. All right, so let's send that. So let's see the response of what it's going to give us. So it's going to be fast actually, because of the T5. This boy does not like YouTube. Oh, okay. What's that? Desktop. Okay, network. Man, some people's network. These are some people's. This is interesting. These are some people on the network. So some people also will put on file sharing. Please, oh, if you are the owner of this system, go and turn it off for your sake before you catch stray bullets. All right, so is that one done? Okay, so let's just wait a bit. I should have put VV there to show us what is actually going on. But do you guys understand what I've been trying to do so far? Not really. Okay, let me explain again. So now I'm just trying to get information about this system. You understand? I already have the IP address. You can see there are also 52 other systems, other hosts on the PC. So I'm trying to get the information about this particular one because I already know that the IP address of this system on that network is 192.168.1.71. You understand? So I'm trying to get more information so that I can be able to potentially hack it. So now we already have some very funny information here. So you can see here it's already telling us that it's a Windows 7 PC. And as you can see, there are so much ports here. So, like I said, now we have port 139 and port 445 as TCP. So that means the net BIOS is open. And as you can see, it is telling us that it is a Windows 7 Professional 7601. So if I try to check that information on that PC too, it will tell me that it is the exact same operating system version, right? So now I know that, this guy is, he has Windows 7. And again, it is having SMB on those ports. As you can see, Windows Net BIOS. And this one is having SMB straight up. I said the port 139 is the old version of SMB, which is running over Net BIOS. And this one is the new version. So if I scroll down, if it will allow me, I won't talk about the rest though. Or let me just say RPC. So RPC is Windows Remote Procedural Call. So that Windows Remote Procedural Call is used for all those communications to happen. So it is the guy that is actually making all those connections for SMB, FTP, all those guys. Is the one that is making all those connections possible. So if there's going to be any file sharing, any form of communication over the network, RPC is the guy that does everything. He's the one that makes the connection even possible in the first place. So moving on. So now, as you can see here, so this one you are seeing now, this old script result is actually the purpose of the SC I did, the magic word I spoke about, to a field script to help us. So as you can see here now, it is giving us some bunch of weird names. You can see it's telling us that it is a Windows 7 operating system, and the computer name is SQIPC. You get, and actually it's SQIPC there. And you see, we're on to the exploit. Now the exploit is called Eternal Blue. That's what they named it, Eternal Blue. You understand? Only God knows why they named it Eternal Blue, but well, who am I to say, right? So for us to be able to exploit it, now that we know that it's running SMB, we make use of a particular framework called Metasploit. So Metasploit is a cybersecurity framework that is used to create exploits, host, command and control servers, or basically it is used to hack. That is what hackers use for hacking. If anybody is gaining access to your PC or anything, they make use of Metasploit. And for me to be able to get into the Metasploit console, we will make use of MSF console. So MSF console, and if I run that, it should give me Metasploit. So it's saying that I haven't put on the DB yet, which is true. So MSF, Metasploit runs on PostgreSQL database. So if you're ever going to make use of that one, you can try. So now you can see we already have the prompt here. So we have Metasploit version 6 on this. So that is. So now we want to use. We want to make use of Eternal Blue. So it has a lot of exploits. I think if you scroll up, you can see there that you can see that here it says Metasploit. This is the version, right? 6.3.55, and it has 2,339 and 2,397 exploits. That is a lot of things to exploit for people. Your phone, CCTV cameras, laptops, IoT devices, so many exploits. And there's 1,391 payloads. You understand? So that is the problem. Although this version is quite older, it's actually much more than this. So now I want to look for, so I'm just going to search anyways because it is there. So I want to look for Eternal Blue. So what is the spelling? See, there's 0, 1 to 5. So there are 5 exploits. So one exploit here is saying exploit Windows SMB MS17. So this was the code they gave to it, MS17 hyphen 01, meaning it happened in 2017. That was when it happened. So Microsoft, during 2017, that was the day the people hacked this thing and they started hacking it, and it was very problematic. And you can see there's another one. Is internal, is that internal synergy and internal champion. Yeah, there's just a lot of them, but the one I'm looking for is the internal blue exploit. So I'm just going to type U0, meaning that is the first one in programming. The first one in programming is always 0, the first index. So U0, and it gets me to the prompt. As you can see, the prompt now has changed. It's no more MSF6 now. We can see it is exploit into brackets Windows SMB MS17 Eternal Blue. So now, for me to be able to exploit this, I'm going to clear my screen. I'm going to type options to show me the things I need to set to cook this exploit. Now we are trying to cook something now. We want to cook so that we're able to get access to that PC. So I want to be able to get all my recipes. I want to be sure that my recipes are set, Abby, so that we'll be able to hack this thing eventually. Because that is the way this particular framework works. The person who coded it or programmed it. So these are the things that is necessary for you to be able to, finalize this thing. So you can see there's host here. Host means remote host, or the target you are trying to attack. So you can see it is required. So I'm going to put that the IP address of the service, the system, 192.168.1.71. So it says our port. So the part we are trying to exploit now in this case is 445, right? I spoke about it now. SMB is running on 445. And the SMB domain, if in case there's a domain, if you are using an Active Directory, if you have an SMB password, so the SMB password is not required. You can see the SMB domain is not really required. SMB user not really required, and some other things. So all those other ones are set to yes. So we are just going to leave those ones as is. And yes, so local host, as you can see down there in the name, there is help hosts, which means local host. That is the host that is hosting it. And you can see that is my IP address, .169. So an L port. So this particular side is where the shell is going to be. If you remember, I spoke about a shell now, Abby. So a shell is a guide that we use to talk with the kernel, basically. It's just what we use to discuss with the kernel. So you send human readable commands to the shell, and the shell converts it to a language that the kernel will understand. Abby? So now, we want to be able to send a shell from that system over the network all the way to my system here, so that I can be able to interact with that system's kernel. And I said that when you're able to have access, that kind of access on somebody else's system, that is the end. Because you are basically speaking to the system kernel, not the graphical user interface now, the kernel going on, the person that, the whole thing that is controlling that system, the thing that is making, the interface between the software and the hardware. You are going to be talking with that guy directly. So that is why I'm saying, okay, I want to send that command prompt all the way to that IP address, which is my IP address. Do we understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying, man? You don't understand? Okay. Now, I said a system kernel, right, is the interface between the software that you have, your WhatsApp, and the hardware, your keyboard, your mouse, right? So now, and the shell, the system shell, is just an interface that people use to communicate with that shell. The shell speaks assembly language, or let's just say ones and zeros. The kernel speaks assembly language. Most of us don't know assembly language. So the kernel gives us, the shell gives us the ability to just send commands, control codes that you can just send to the shell, and the shell will interpret it to what the kernel understands. So now I'm saying I want to send a shell from this system shell, one shell, to this place over the network, to this laptop here, so that I can be able to speak with this system, get a reverse shell. Normally a shell, then I'm getting the reverse, sending it over the network all the way to this guy. I wish that I can make a diagram that will just put the diagram all the way to this place, something like that. If you can visualize it like that, just visualize a diagram of a shell moving all the way from here to this place. Do you understand me, sir? Do we all understand? I can't hear you guys now. Do you understand? All right, so I'm about to do something fun. So now I'm just going to let me use set G. So set G dot 1 dot what? 71. So I'm just going to do that. And since I don't need to set any other thing again, so I'm just going to do run this. So now when I type on run, it's going to exploit the system. So it's just going to run. You can see it's going to start saying some things using auxiliary scanner. So this auxiliary scanner port that my system is going to be listening, this system is going to be very simple. You understand? And you can see host is likely vulnerable to this. Thank God. Just imagine, if an hacker, that's what they are doing and they are all happy. Oh my God, now we are waiting for a connection. So the buffer overflow has already been exploited in this case, payload. So sending SMB-v2 buffers. So it's going to send that to the SMB version and then it's going to potentially break everything. So we should get this thing very and the funny thing is that this thing does not even require bandwidth. That is just how bad it is. It does not require bandwidth. You don't need to have a connection. You don't need to have data flowing. So far you have an IP address, people can basically gain access to wherever you are. So imagine that this person now is in a public place. Maybe your battery is low. Hey, Jesus. How? Somebody removed. Oh, God. How can we solve this problem? You don't know how to. Oh, just type F1. Oh, because of that, everything is going to stop. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's not charging. How now? Okay, it's charging, it's charging. So maybe you just need to, okay, you can't connect to any of those guys there. Yes, sir. No, 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 no. It's the electric signal that's hacking us in this case. So you can't connect down. Actually, you can't connect it to any of those ports here. Okay, so just let that one come on. Put your password in. So that means that TV is not on, Abby. Oops. So I have to start all over again. Oh Lord. So just imagine you're hacking with a system that does not have backup. It can be very painful. The time they take life like this, Jesus Christ, you start crying. Seriously, hacking can be very interesting because when you are doing this kind of thing, that's when you go into that. It's because of you guys that I'm slowing down and doing like this. At some point you're just I'm going access. You are shouting. You go and take all your family members out. All right, so invalid password. Oh Jesus. Okay. Okay, so it seems the guy is on. So let me see if it will automatically connect. So let me see if I can see if the IP address is alive on the network. So ping. I remember I said ping now. So ping 172. Oh, sorry, 192. 192.168.1.71. Let's see if it's alive. Oh, it's alive. Thank God. So we can continue our exploit. So let me run that again. So to continue exploiting it. This time is faster. No, don't worry. In fact, if you don't remember the password, you are still in trouble. All right. So let's wait for that one to come. And boom. We have our shell. So as you can see, the shell has been created. Oh God. So what do we do like this? Anyways, I already have the shell on the PC, right? So I can just basically change the password. Oh wait, let me even show you what is your password say. So, sorry, let me load Kiwi. fact, this is one of the most problematic things you have if you get hacked. Oh, Jesus. This is really bad. All right. So, Kiwi is a magic word too. So now, let me just type help. And, okay, so I want to receive all the credentials on this PC. So, creds all, that's what I'm going to type. So, creds_all. And as you can see, it gives me everything, all the passwords. And you can see the password here. PRRaise. Is that the password you said? PRRaise119. Here. Now we have access to the PC. Right? So now he has put on Brave on his PC. So I can be here checking everything. So there's a process. So let me look for the process of Brave. So this is Brave, right? Brave.exe. That is the executable. So they all so this is the if I want to shut down that Brave is working on, I can just kill the process, right? And this is the process ID for the Brave is running, and this is the parent process ID. So I can just type kill, and what is that process ID? 2556. So if I type that, the Brave goes off. Fact, there's a lot of more things I can do. I can shut down the system from here. Should I shut it down? All right. So now, for us to shut it down, there is a particular process called WinInit. So that WinInit, Windows initialization, is the guy that initializes everything. In fact, I can lock him out safe. Let me try that. Let's go with that one first. So WinLogon. So anytime you log on a Windows PC, you are executing a particular process called WinLogon. So let me look for WinLogon here, because it's going to be here definitely somewhere. So please let me know if you see any WinLogon. WINO. There it is. So this is WinLogon, right? So the process ID is 468. So I can just type Q468 and it will log him out. Boom, 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 boom. It has logged him out. Now he has to type it again, right? So there's a lot more things you can do. Let me turn it off. So let's look for WinInit. So where is WinInit in this case? So this is WinInit. So Windows initialization. So that is the executable that initializes basically everything on Windows. So most of the time you start from system, right? So system all the way down to WinInit, and then they all start creating different processes. So sometimes you want to check for like LASA now, LSA as LASA. What is that? So that is the executable that initializes Windows security, LASA. And there's also, if you hack, let's assume now you're hacking to a PC and you enter the PC as a very lower privileged user. Sometimes maybe you want to hide, so that antivirus does not catch you. You want to hide, maybe you can hide as a printer. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So sometimes you want to hide as a printer. So sometimes you can just even change the process into this LASA, you understand, so that antivirus does not catch you. So everything you are doing on the PC, antivirus does not delete your process or delete your shell that you created. So that is just one way of bypassing antivirus anyway. So that one is beyond the scope of this class. Oh, he has logged in again. I can still log you out. Anyway, so let me just shut down the PC so we just end this. So WinInit, so that is the process of it. I use the PID, meaning process ID. So the process ID of WinInit is 388. So if I kill 388, it's going to shut down PC. Bam. So as you can see, it's presently shutting down the PC. And what do we have? The PC shut down, basically. So that is how bad that's how bad it can be when you are on a network that you are not supposed to be on. Especially those people that are on network and you enter my network. I see you. I know there was one time I left my network on and somebody entered. I was just laughing at the person. Say, look at you. You don't know anything. At all. So this is the kind of problems you can face. And liberate you. Somebody can mistakenly send money into your account too on a network. You understand? So that is one of the things. So this particular exploit, you can also have it on Windows 10 if you don't update your system. So please always update your PCs anytime always update your PC, your phone. If you have a web server too, always make sure you update your web servers as well. And I wanted to talk about how to, not be scammed. So if you know you are if you know maybe somebody sends you a link and you're not really sure about the link, you can always check on, either you check the domain name, like, okay, is the domain name making sense? If the domain name is encrypted, it should not be encrypted. That means the person went through too much stress to encrypt it. The person reduces shortens it. That means the person is going to, like, normally a link that makes sense shouldn't be plenty now, Abby. And even if you are still suspicious, you can always go to Virus Total, right? So let me just quickly show us what Virus Total looks like. So you can always go to, I don't know, I think I saw, okay, yeah. So Virus Total. So Virus Total helps us to be able to check links and ensure that, there's no virus in it or no form of problem. So it just checks through a lot of databases of antiviruses to ensure that there is no virus signature, not even a single bit of signature in it that is a virus or is bad. And, so what are the things I've mentioned so far? I've said that you shouldn't connect to people's Wi-Fi or public Wi-Fi anyhow. If you know you are not safe, or if you know you don't know anything about all these kind of things, do not connect to public Wi-Fis, right? Do not allow somebody else connect to your Wi-Fi. This is a very bad idea, because if they steal money using your Wi-Fi, they will trace that stealing of money back to you. And if they cannot catch that person, I don't think there's anybody who will save you in this life, right? And if someone sends you a malicious link, you can either you check the domain name of the malicious link. And what is the domain name? This is www.virustotal.com. That is the domain name. You want to be sure that this URL is actually legit. Or you can come to Virus Total and scan. So you go to URL, the URL section of it. Click on the URL section, and you can just put in a URL. So maybe google.com in this case, right? .com. So if I send that, it's just going to scan a large database and give us something. So in this case now, it's scanning. You understand? So please. So I think after that, so as you can see, 92%, 0 to 92. So you check 92 databases to verify that this guy does not have any threats. Do we understand? So I think that will be the end of my own very little session. Thank you, SARS and MAS.
Okay, so that was an interesting session. You will still connect.
Oh, please connect to my own.
Connect, oh, that's fine. I wanted to say until they wipe your account, but in the first place, it might just be 1,000 naira that is left there. So it's understandable. If they remove 1,000 naira, it will not pay you too much. All is well. But the thing is this, the interesting thing about people like this, they can wait. They can be very patient people. I think somebody was mentioning it yesterday. They can wait for 10 years. It's 1,000 naira you have now. They will wait for the day you have $1 million.
Oh, Jesus.
And you will not remember. And then when you have $1 million, you just see that they wipe it. And they've been waiting for you for 10 years. So one thing I want us to pick out from all of this is this. Very, very important. I want to be sure that we have at least 10 tips to protect ourselves. Remember, it's Cybersecurity Week. The goal is to ensure that we can protect ourselves, right? And to also learn more about cybersecurity. At least 10 tips to protect ourselves. So I'm going to call out 10 people to do that. So you just need to give me one tip. And then somebody else will give me another tip. Oya. Should I pick at random, or are we going to volunteer? I should pick at random. Is you I will start from. So how can you protect yourself?
The use of strong password.
Use a very strong password. What do we think a strong password will entail? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is this strong? Password. Is this strong? Oluwaseyi. Is that a strong password? What about SH hashtag at underscore raised to power 53 comma apostrophe K? Is that strong? Glad that we have an idea of that. Any other person, what tip did you learn to protect yourself?
Do not connect to unknown Wi-Fi.
Don't connect to unknown, even known Wi-Fi. don't, don't connect to known Wi-Fi. Provided it's not your own, keep to yourself. If it's not your own, just mind your business. Don't go and connect to. Hey, you're on your own, no. The day you have money to buy the data, they will collect it. Maybe you've used their Wi-Fi. Any other person, a tip to protect yourself.
Be curious about links.
Be curious about links. Not every link that you see, you click on. You can go and click on link and they will wipe your money. So how do you protect yourself to that? Mr. Uche mentioned one. There's a site he showed us just now. Virus Total. So if you go to Virus Total, you are not sure of this link, whether it's a dangerous link or not. You can enter it on Virus Total. Another thing, someone mentioned one yesterday, but I'm not sure we're paying attention. HTTPS and HTTP. Do we remember? So if your site it does not have an S, by default, you should start suspecting it.
We should update our system and phones and web browser also.
Great. Update everything, updateable. All of you that are managing 1 gig for 1 year. I know you are managing it, but as you are managing it, don't allow them to wipe your account. When they say update this, go ahead and update. I have a question for Mr. Uche actually. Because sometimes you update some apps and you discover that that's the app that has an issue. So is it that you should update or you should not update? So let me answer the question by myself. Have you noticed something like that before? The previous version of the app did not have any issue. It's the one that you installed that has issue. So you can check. One of the things you can check is this. When you are updating the app, they will write it there. Some of them will tell you that there are new features. You can now do this, you can now do that. Those ones are not super important. But when that, maybe they've hacked them and then they want to put it, no one to say anyone. Who else should we try? 5. So you are going to be number 6, right?
Constantly changing your passwords.
Constantly. If you forget your password, don't go. Well, I think that works, especially if you are not sure of the amount of people that already know your password. Ensure that you change it. Which other one again? Do you have anyone? Do you have anyone? Of course you will say no. Do you have anyone? That's just 7. 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 That's gone. Okay. 1, 2. Just go first. You have a question?
It's to the person that taught us last time.
Yeah, that's fine. You have a question too. Let's start from you. Sorry. You don't have to stand up. You can sit down. It's fine.
I have 2 questions.
2 questions.
I don't know if time is permitted.
It's permitted, but you should be short.
The first one is, for example, my phone got lost
Your phone got lost.
and I know the IP and the phone is dead. Can it be tracked? And then the second one, I came across an article on the internet saying that password combining letters and symbols are not usually safe when it is short. Then we can use passwords that are very long, like for example, I select through.
Okay. Should I password for the 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 password.
Thank you.